Warning, aviso. The following video contains content and language which is not suitable for children, snowflakes, libtards, social justice warriors, prudes, or virtue signalers. How do you get your daily dose of adrenochrome when your usual supply has been cut off? If you can't torture little children and harvest their blood like you usually do, how do you get your fix? Well, I may have found the answer along with a logical explanation of why the price of Epi-Pens shot up to $600 apiece and why New York legislators passed the abortion after birth law. The seemingly unrelated events fit the fact pattern of what we have been alleging on social media for years. Here is an article from ACS Publications. I will leave a link to it in the description section. The title is Oxidation of Epinephrine to Adrenochrome by Central Methyl, I don't know how to read that, dichromate, a mechanistic study. Okay, we see for those chemists out there, we see the chemical diagrams. This is beyond my comprehension. The present study reports the oxidation of epinephrine, or adrenaline, a neurotransmitter, by lipid-compatible lipophilic CR oxidant, cetylmethylmethammonium dichromate, CTADC. The kinetics of the reaction is studied in organic media in the presence of acetic acid by US VIS spectroscopic method. The rate of the reaction is measured by monitoring adrenochrome, the oxidized product of epinephrine, at 455 nanometers. The reaction is fractional order with respect to CTADC and epinephrine. Acetic acid is found to retard the rate of the reaction. A suitable ionic mechanism is proposed based on the experimental findings where epinephrine is converted to adrenochrome through the intermediate leochrome. The proposed reaction mechanism is also supported by the effect of solvent, effect of temperature, and effect of surface surfactants on the rate of the reaction. The decrease in rate constant due to the increase in polarity in hydrogen bond acceptor ability of the solvent indicates the existence of a less polar transition state and stabilization of the reactants through strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding. In addition of surfactants, cationic, anionic, and non-anionic, I had to read this shit, decrease the rate of reaction, and the retardation is explained through the partition of oxidant and substrate in different micro-heterogeneous media. And you can read this, you can make sense of this shit. Basically, what it's saying is oxidized epinephrine, or adrenaline, turns into adrenochrome, the same stuff that they get from torturing babies. I'll leave a link to this in the description. Like I say, if you can read half this crap and know what it means, but I know what it means. It's oxidation of epinephrine or adrenochrome, or turns into adrenochrome. When it oxidizes, it turns to adrenochrome. Hello, this is Dave from Net4 Truth USA, Whirlwind, Revolt. It is July 21st, 2019. I'm sitting here having my cup of coffee and a cigarette this morning. And last night I had a revelation. I had to get up and make a note of it so I'd remember it in the morning. You all recall that we have a New York legislator and legislators and the governor of New York passing what has been called the abortion after birth bill, or infanticide bill, or whatever you want to call it. And everybody getting up there and applauding this great bill that was passed. And why is that? If you remember, about 6 months ago, the price of an Epi-Pen skyrocketed to $600. And they made all sorts of excuses for that price increase that put all together just didn't make sense. I want to show you. I have a prescription for Epi-Pens because I'm allergic to bee stings. This is the way they come. 2 in a pack. I get them from the VA. They don't cost me anything. And I have a whole bunch of them because when the expiration dates run out, I go and get new ones. And I don't like to throw the old ones in the garbage because they have needles in them, and somebody picking the garbage or something might abuse them. So this is the way they come. And you pull it out of a little thing, and you see the expiration. I don't know if you can read this or not. Let me put my glasses on so I can see if it shows up on the camera or not. Maybe it's upside down. I don't know. And it's right there first time. It says May 15, May of 2015. This is when this pen expired. Now, it says to swing firmly and put the needle in your thigh if you get stung by a bee and you're having a reaction, and it's epinephrine. It's, you know, it's the same thing as adrenaline. On this thing it says, replace if solution is discolored. Okay? Usually when these things come, I'm going to shine a light through it so you can see. Well, maybe not. Maybe you can't see it with the light, but you see it's discolored. It's not clear. Okay? This is not clear. That means that this thing is oxidized and is no longer epinephrine. What it turns into is adrenochrome. So what do you do when your supply of babies to torture and harvest blood from runs out or becomes short supply? And that's next best thing if you have this addiction to adrenochrome is get an Epi-Pen. But epinephrine is not adrenochrome. So you need an Epi-Pen that's old. That's the solution has been oxidized. So you put it out in the sun for a while and you let it boil or get hot and oxidize faster or do something, because this ties in to the shortage of kids to torture because Haiti's been shut down. The worldwide market for kids that are undocumented and nobody knows exists is becoming short. Hasn't dried up yet, but it's becoming short. And New York passed the infanticide on demand bill because these babies who are born alive and then they decided, well, we don't want to keep the baby, so we'll kind of like get rid of them somewhere and make them grow up a couple of years so they know what's going on, so that we can torture them. And I can't even fucking imagine this. It's fucking the fact that this thought even came to me is, it must be that I'm delving in this fucking shit for too long. But does that make sense to you? Does that make sense that 14 cents worth of epinephrine, which is probably what's in here, about 14 cents worth of shit, goes for $600? Does that make sense to you? Because all these people who are addicted to adrenochrome can't get it the usual way they get it. They got to fall into alternatives. They can't do the sacrifice anymore. They can't do the torture anymore. The supply is drying up. And that's why they have to resort to this shit. So, any of you adrenochrome motherfuckers out there addicted to this shit, want to buy a couple of Epi-Pens, you know where to come. This is Dave from Net for Truth USA, Whirlwind, Revolt. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net for Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net for Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.